Hello and welcome to this releasing emotions and upsets so you can have a good holiday season. Ugh. And everywhere it doesn't seem possible to have a good holiday season. Ugh. Ugh. Yikes. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Ugh. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And everywhere it's just not possible because certain things have to happen before you can have a good holiday season. Wow. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Yeah, and that's one of the ones about like, I think this holiday season, expectations, holiday expectations. Whoa, I think that's messing with us more than normal because we expect the holiday to be a certain way. Whoa. And then with COVID, the restricted travel, so everything COVID and restricted travel and all the restrictions bring up. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Yeah, and banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Wow. Yeah, because I've been having some of that too. It's just like, this isn't the holiday that I expected it to be. Whoa. Let that go, let that go, let that go. Wow. Yeah. And it can be, all around even just a normal holiday, there can be a lot of challenges because it's also this kind of forced reflection time. Ugh. Yeah. And all the forced reflection that's not a contribution to you. Wow. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Well, yeah. And this happens a lot with all like the holiday movies. Whew, advertising, Christmas songs. Whew. Yeah, and the part is some of that stuff is kind of nice and some of the things we would like, so if we're not in a relationship, we would like to be in a relationship. Whew. And if we're in a relationship, that relationship might not be quite like it looks in the storybooks. Whew. Whoa. So everything that brought up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, so we have those normal holiday things that just come up around the holidays. And we have all the extra energetic stuff that's just been in the energetic field. Whoa. For like the last 9 months. So everything that brought up, everything COVID brought up, everywhere that you've had to make adjustments into your life. Whoa. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Ugh. Yikes. Okay. And then one of the other parts that comes up is that we can be in this place where we're not around the people we would like to be this year. And we can also be in a place where we're not around the people we would like to be, but we actually don't want to be around those people. So everywhere you simultaneously want to be around people in your family and also simultaneously don't want to be around those same people. Oh, wowza. Do you feel that? Woo. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Everything that said no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all. Yikes. And everything that is out, 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 out. Woo. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, so everywhere you're kind of making yourself wrong for actually feeling good about not being around certain people. Wow, do you feel all the energy on that? Woo. Yeah, and even if it's just for a little bit, even though sometimes you kind of really want to be around the person, but there's parts of it you really don't like. Whoa. Yikes. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. Yeah. And the other thing is if you are around family or friends, or even if you're just doing Zoom calls with them, the thing that always comes up is that we can feel less than, or we can even feel like some of our challenges and limitations that we've already moved through kind of like come back when we're around family. Yeah, so everywhere it feels like things that you've already moved through, you've moved beyond, but when you're around family, those insecurities come up or those other things. other limitations. Yeah. And the thing is they're not really coming back. Yeah, I know it feels like it is, but what's really going on is when you're around family or people that have known you for a long time, they don't interact with you as you are in this moment. They're kind of like their impression of you is, or who they think you are, is somebody who they thought you were years ago. Yeah. And even years ago, you weren't that person. And what can happen is because you're on the self-growth and empowerment journey, you're changing every day. You're learning and growing every day. And in some ways, you're still trying to figure out who you are. Yeah. So everywhere you're supposed to have who you are already figured out. Supposed to have it figured out a long time ago. Whoa. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Whoa. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And in some ways, that would be nice to have ourselves all figured out. But when you're learning and growing, you're constantly changing. You're moving beyond who you were. And that's kind of like this nebulous area because you're not exactly sure who you are. Yeah, I know it feels weird, but let me finish explaining this part. So your idea of who you are is kind of constantly changing. It's flux, and it's open. Ooh, there we go. So your idea of who you are is a little bit open because you want to be moving in these different areas. And when you're around people that have known you for a long time, they kind of remember who you were before you'd moved through all these things. So when they look at you, they don't see the open, expansive, evolving person. They see the more limited person that you were years ago. Whoa. And even then, they're not really seeing who you really were. They're seeing who they thought you were. Everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Well, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And because your impression of you or who you think you are is just a little bit nebulous, so you're still trying to figure all that out. And when you're around somebody who has a more fixed point of view of who you are, because they kind of like, they think they know who you are. Woo. And their point of view about you is really fixed. And when we're around being energetically aware, when we're around people that have these really strong points of view, it's easy to get kind of pulled into there might be something correct about that because they're so confident. Whoa. On their point of view. Whoa. So everywhere when you're around your family or longtime people that you know, their firm, their fixed point of view of who you are, seems like it's valuable. And this is all like, a lot of this is subconscious. It's not like we're going around people and go, oh, what do you think of me? Am I this way? No, it's not that at all. It's just that on this energetic kind of subconscious level, when we're around somebody who kind of has this fixed point of view of who we are, it's easy for us to kind of pull that way going, oh, well, maybe I am that way. Whoa. So all the limitations that come up when you're around family, when they come up around people that you've been around with for a long time, and you had those limitations come up, everything you've decided that means about the limitations not leaving, insecurities not leaving, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yeah, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Ooh, okay, that's feeling a little bit lighter. And so the part is, it's this interesting way of like, what if you could be fully committed to you being just a little bit nebulous, to you still figuring out who you are, but being more committed to that than other people's opinions of you. Blah. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Ooh, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Okay. And that's just something to have in the back of your mind when you have those things come up. And when you have those insecurities come up, don't instantly go to, oh my gosh, I still have these. They're not leaving. It's more of like, oh, that's what they think of me. Woo. And their points of view, while they might have a little bit of truth or have a truth in the past, they're no longer true, or you don't have to be impacted or influenced by them. Oh, that feels much better. And then the other thing that I think, like, because these insecurities and these limitations can feel like they're coming up, when you're around family or longtime people that you know, you actually have a capacity to create huge, rapid change. Yeah. And I know it's hard, but what's kind of going on is it's almost like you're going to, like, if you're around family, you're going to like a 3-day empowerment retreat. I know it doesn't feel like that, but I've looked at it. And what's going on is it's like you're going to an empowerment retreat with all these things coming up, but without the energetic support and without the conscious awareness about what's going on, or somebody explaining to you, oh, we're going to do this exercise. It's going to bring up, whoa, it's going to bring up these emotions for you, and you just want to move through them. Yeah, so everywhere that when you're around family, you actually have the ability to change, the ability to grow rapidly, but it doesn't feel like it because you're not getting the support you would like. You choose to release and let all that go. Oh, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Wow. Wowza. Okay, so we have the let's see, we talked about just the emotions that come up around expectations. Wow, there's still a lot about expectations. Yeah, so all the expectations that you've decided cannot possibly be met. Whoa. Oh, wow. Ooh, and everything that brings up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So all the expectations you decided couldn't possibly be met that actually can be met. Okay, there's a little bit of lightness there. And all the expectations you've decided can be met that actually can't be met. Oh my gosh, there we go. That's where that one was. Wow. Wowza. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Woo, there's a big no there. It's like, no, but I want that. I get it. I get it. So everything, but just everything this is bringing up, you just choose to release and let that go. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that's a tough thing because there's a difference also between desiring something to happen and then kind of deciding that it has to happen or you're not going to be okay. Well, so all the things you decided have to happen this holiday season, for you to be able to even enjoy the holiday season. That's not quite right. So all the unknowable, unspeakable, whoa, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, whoa, energy fog cloaking, whew, and all manipulation around you, whoa, all manipulation around your body, and all manipulation around this topic. Wow, would you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Ooh, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So what is everything you decided would have to happen this holiday season for you to have a good holiday season? And what is everything you decided can't happen during this holiday season that you actually have to have happen to have a good holiday season? This is really interesting because I'm not getting much energy on this. So there's some sort of block here, or I'm asking the question the wrong way. Whoa. So all the questions that have to be asked in just the right way. Whoa. Wow. Do you feel that energy? Wow. Do you choose to release?
Oh, yeah.
Go. Whoa. Yes, I choose that. Whoa. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Woo. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, and that's one of the other things that I want to just remind you guys that when you are asking energetic questions and you're not getting the answers that you would like, or not getting any answer, or you're not getting any read, doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means that there's something blocking it that we just need to clear, or we ask the question in a different way. And there's a big difference between you're doing something wrong and have to do it differently, or you're doing something and it just didn't work quite as well as you would like, so you do something else. So all the judgment you've been making around, all the judgment you've been judging yourself on, all the places you've been making yourself wrong because you haven't been able to use empowerment tools in the way that they're supposed to be used. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Ooh, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wow. And many of the empowerment tools that are taught out there actually have some built-in limitations to them. Whoa. Yikes, let all that go, let all that go, let all that go. And that's one of the ones that I work really hard to make sure that all the tools I share with you don't have any preconceived or any built-in limitations, because I've been stuck by other people's tools. Whoa. And the thing is so many of these ones sound like they're really helpful and we wish it were true, but they're actually not. So all the tools that you've been using, that actually are not, that seem like they're a contribution. So all the tools you've been using that seem like they're a contribution to you, whew, that actually aren't a contribution to you. Whew, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Woo, yes, I choose that. Wowza. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. Whew. Yeah. And that's one of the things that's interesting too is we've been making ourselves wrong for so long, or people have been telling us that we're wrong. We don't fit in. Wow. Ooh, don't fit in. Yeah. And everywhere the holidays are just another place that you don't fit in. Oh, ugh, yikes. Owie. Woo. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Oh, yikes. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa, retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Whoa, yikes, that's tough. Yeah, so everywhere holidays are just another example of where you don't fit in. Ugh. Oh, do you choose to release and let all that go? Ah, yes, I choose that. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Yeah, that's a tough one. And I get that too. Because sometimes I'm around in the holidays, I'm going, well, gosh, everyone else seems like they're having such a good time. Whoa. And I'm not. Whoa. So everywhere that's been true for you, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, ooh. Okay, and this is one that's like, it's kind of related to the holidays, but kind of not. But I was just playing around and experimenting with all the angelic and angel energies whoa, that are up around this time. And one of the things I want to talk about is often the things that we've decided are 100% true or right. Those can actually stick us and limit our growth even more than the things that we know are wrong. So everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Everything that said no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all. Whoa, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. And this is something I was working with a mentor about a year ago, and just looking at, are there potentially some angels? We normally think of angels as being good, and especially around this Christmas time, angels coming down and helping. Is it possible that some angels that we thought were good actually have a little bit of a different agenda? And everything that brought up. Wowza, yikes. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Woo. Yes, I choose that. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wow. And the part that I was looking at is, what if it is that there's some contributive energies out there, but on certain areas, they want something different than you do? And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And the part that I just want to get about that is when you're asking for angel helpers or angelic helpers into your life, into your practice, is to not like just instantly 100% trust because they said that they're here for your benefit, that they're 100% for your benefit. It's just to still use your awareness on if this is a contribution to you or if this is a contribution to you at this time. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that. Woo! Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and I'll talk about more about that another time. But it's just one of those parts is like when you're asking for help from specific beings that's not the universe or your infinite being, you just want to use your own awareness to follow what they're saying. I mean, to tap into if what they're saying is a contribution to you, and if it's a contribution to you at this time. Okay, let's see. So as I'm getting ready for some other stuff, do any of you have any questions or anything that's coming up for you at this time?
Um, that was interesting. I hadn't never thought about asking my infinite, like, like my infinite being for help or assistance.
Uh-huh.
Um, can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. So what I do is I don't call on angelic helpers or higher beings to help me. I'm actually calling on my infinite being or this or the universe for that. And the part is like that still might be that energy might be coming through some helper beings or higher beings, and that's okay. But the thing is when you call on a specific being, whoa, whoa, you're actually getting like their interpretation of things. So one of the parts around that is, so like we could say, think like an angel has 100% good or your 100% higher self intention to helping that. But if one of the angels also had an energy of like 100% of evil has to be eliminated from the world, which sounds like a great idea, but what if most people have, a small part of evil in them? And everything
Yeah.
that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
As I choose that, wowza, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And so if this angel believes that 100%, all evil has to be completely eliminated, that might mean that even you need to be eliminated. Everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy. And this is just an extreme example, but that's how like something that's even a positive energy could maybe not work for you. Or maybe you're with somebody who has some characteristics that an angel wouldn't like, and they want something different to happen between you and them as you want.
Right.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So my recommendation, I mean, if you work with angels or angel helpers, that's totally cool. It's just to use your awareness. But like if you're new to that or you don't need to, I would recommend just calling in energy from the universe because the universe will give you energy, information, energy, almost everything that you're going to be asking for that you need to take your next step. And when we do that, it's kind of like you're directly tapping into the source. You don't have to go through any angels or gods or any other beings to get there. Whoa. So every place that you've been told that you have to go through other intermediaries, or it's easier, whoa, oh, there we go, that it's easier to go through intermediaries to access source. Whoa. Yikes. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose that.
Woohoo! Wowza! Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Yeah, so easier had a lot more read on it than you had to. Whoa! Wowza!
Wow.
Yeah. What if it is easy just to tap into universal energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of the other parts around all this stuff, which is because you are so unique that how you experience receiving and how you experience help from the universe and how you know it's working or not is completely different than almost everybody else. Blah. Everywhere that feels wrong, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Woo, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wowza. Yeah, and that's one of those ways where it can seem like when have other people teach us about how you ask for help, how you receive help from your spirit guides, they are talking about how they do it. And that may or may not be similar to how you do it. But I know for me, when I was first starting out on my empowerment journey and listening to gurus and going to classes, they would say how you're supposed to see and perceive things. And that was not true for me. Whoa, wowza. And I'd be like, okay, I don't get it. What's going on here? And then finally, I realized that we all have it a different way. And that's one of the ways that this reality has been designed to hide your capacities from you. Woo. Because the people that are teaching you about these capacities, they almost always tell you that it comes about this certain way. Or even if it's like slightly different, it's very similar. And I found that, while we have a lot of similarities in the ways that we perceive some things are completely unique to you. And that's actually really cool. So one of the examples is like one of my best friends, when we're doing sessions between each other, she taps in and her spirit's guides tell her exactly what to say to me. Whoa. And then for me, when I'm doing that, I don't have that awareness at all. I just know, oh, I just need to say this. I need to say this. I need to ask these questions. And it's interesting is because one time we both were talking and she was asking me, is Max, what? Your guides don't directly talk to you? How do you do the work you do? Whoa. And I was almost the same way. It's like, well, how do you have your guides talk to you? And so the part is however you're doing it, is right for you. No matter what you're doing, you are communicating with the universe, your spirit guides, or any of the people or energies that you need to communicate with. It's just that you're communicating with it in your own way. And what if that's okay?
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else have questions? Okay, let me see what else we have here. Okay. Well, and the other one is around holidays. That's the other part, is we often are told that we're supposed to be happy. Ugh, yikes. So everywhere you were told that you're supposed to be happy, you're supposed to have a happy holiday season. Ugh. All of that, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Oh, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and it's the thing is if you're having a bad day and somebody comes up and tells you to be happy, whoa, yeah, how much do you like that? Ugh, no, you don't. And even if it was that you could change, yeah, how often can you just like have an emotion that somebody tells you you're supposed to have? Yeah. No, it's really hard, if not impossible. And that's one of the things around the holidays is we're supposed to be happy. We're not supposed to be sad. Whoa. But if we try to suppress our emotions, this range of, I talk about like humans have a full range of emotions, from super sad and depressed to insanely joyous. And while we all would like to probably be in the happier range more often, um, it's not a contribution to you to be happy all the time. Ugh. So everywhere you've been told that you're supposed to be happy all the beeping time. Ugh. And if you're not happy, that means you're not spiritual. It means you're not in gratitude. Whoa, you're not in gratitude. You choose to release and let all that go. Whoa. Yikes. Owie. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce. Make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Oh, yeah. And the thing that I've discovered a long time ago, I think I was like 5 years now, I had this experience where I woke up in the morning and I was insanely depressed. And I had all my energetic tools. And so I walked into the kitchen and I had a little conversation with myself. It was like, Max, you can change this. You can be happy. And I said to myself, yes, but I don't want to change it. Whoa. And that allowed me to have freedom that day to allow myself to be sad, to be depressed, and then also be able to be happy. Because what happens is often when we suppress our emotions or we try to be an emotion that we're not, it can kind of like keep that emotion, that sadness from changing. So one of the parts, especially around the holidays when I think it's actually easy to get sad because we see some really happy situation on TV or an ad, and we start thinking about like a time that we had that in our lives. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. And so what if it is okay to be sad, to grieve that a little bit and then move on? And so I think that's one of the ones is like when we're trying to force ourselves to be happy, but we have a little bit of sadness. What if it's okay just to allow that sadness to come in, to feel it, and then to allow it to pass? So everywhere you've been trying to suppress your sadness, trying to be happy because it's a happy, joyous season. Ooh, owie. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because actually, that's what I found is if you allow yourself to fully feel emotions, but then allow them to pass. And that's actually one of the tricks too, is a lot of times when we go into this sadness, even some pretty deep sadness and crying, we can think back to about times when we really were that sad and it lasted for a long time. Whoa. And so the thing is around when we go into sadness is to allow ourselves to let it pass almost instantly. So that time when I said, I was really depressed and allowed myself to be depressed, I spent a couple hours almost like I crying, watching a sad TV show, and then laughing because I was allowing myself to be fully sad. And so it was kind of going like that. And so the whole part is just to allow those emotions to pass because they actually can pass a lot quicker than you would think. And the thing is when you allow them to pass like that, you can be sad, then be happy, and then you can be sad again, but then be happy again. And so it's more of just allowing those emotions to flow and not getting trapped or stuck in them. Mhm. Awesome. Okay. Whoa. Ooh, owie. And then another one that was coming up is holidays actually can also be, well, like now it's close to the end of the year, which are these forced milestones. Woo. And we often look back on our lives, woo, and think, or we look at where we are and go, oh, I should be somewhere else. I should be further along my path. Whoa, I should have already accomplished these things. Ah, yikes. So everywhere that this holiday is a forced milestone, it's forcing you to look at things, and you're forcing yourself, you're actually judging yourself, woo, on things that you haven't accomplished. Blah, yikes. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that. Woo! Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Oh, yeah. And I get that. And it's really easy to do that. And once again, it's not to deny that, but change it from you were supposed to have accomplished this to you will accomplish this, or you are working towards this. Because once again, it's like when we focus in on something that we can't have, because, for example, like if you're supposed to have a completely new life and, you have one day to do it, most likely that's not going to happen. But you can change it to, okay, well, what can I do? Because I do desire this. What can I do to change it or to add to it? Yeah. And so I think that's the way to change it. So it's not to say like, oh, you're not supposed to think that at all. It's to, oh, okay, this is what I would like. Now, what can I do to start creating it? And at the same time, you don't have to create that today. Whoa. Yeah. And it's okay to be sad about certain things. I mean, occasionally I do that too. There's certain things that I really wanted to have in my life that I don't have. And sometimes it's like, yeah, I want to be sad about that for a little bit. And that's okay. It's just to not stay there. Let that feeling pass and then move on to the next one. Cool. Okay. I think those were the main things I wanted to cover in this particular webinar. So what questions do you guys have? Or what's coming up for you right now? And then that's the other part is that, there's no right or wrong. And if you have something going on right now, if you have a question about something, most likely somebody else does too. Whoa, do you feel that energy? Yeah, it's a lot of other people. Mm-hmm. And some of them are on this call and some of them will be watching this video later. Okay. Well, just jump in when you have a question or put it in the chat, and I'm happy to answer that. And if not, let's see. Yeah, okay, this is, I guess, another one that's good to bring back up is because we're such psychic beings and we're operating and perceiving energies, perceiving emotions that are not on the surface, that pretty much any emotion you're feeling, what happens is it's like if you're feeling sadness or joy or any emotion really, it's kind of like you're energetically tuning to a radio station that also has that emotion. Woo. And so that's one of those ones too, is that one of the parts that no matter what emotion you're feeling, one of the first things I do is to go, how much of the emotion that you're feeling is your emotion? How much is someone else's emotion? Wow. And how much is something else's emotion? Well, and did you feel the percentages on that? Like, I don't get exact percentages. That's not how I work. But when I asked for what percentage was your emotion, that was fairly small. What percent is someone else's emotion? At least twice as much, maybe 3 times as much. And what else is something else's emotion? That's, yeah, 2 or 3 times as much. And so what happens is, especially when you're having a really tough time, like if you're really struggling around the holidays, um, almost all well, I don't want to say that, but if you ever go into overwhelm, that's what often happens, is when you're in emotional overwhelm, like you're so sad you can't do anything, or so depressed you can't do anything. Almost always when it feels like overwhelm and you can't do that, it's because you're tapping into other people's emotions around the same subject. And what happens is, if you're already here on your level of 1 to 100 of an emotional upset, and you add somebody else's emotions or something else's emotions, whoa, that pushes you into overwhelm. Because what I found is you're always strong enough to move through any challenge you have. Whoa. Now, I know sometimes it's really a struggle, but you're always strong enough to do that. And when it feels like you're in overwhelm and you can't do that, it just means that you're picking up or you're being exposed to other people's energies or other energetic forces that are making it too hard for you to move through. Whoa. So all the times you thought that you weren't strong enough, you weren't good enough to move through a challenge, whoa, when you're actually moving through yours plus other people's stuff, whoa, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes. Ooh, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Well, yeah, because that comes back to that whole thing is you're always strong enough to move through any challenge. And you're also always energetically aware enough to have the information you need to take your next step. Now, when it doesn't feel like you can, it just means that there's other energies we have to remove out of that way. So how much of the energies or upsets around the holidays are actually your energies and your upsets? Wow, that's actually almost none. And how much is something else's? Whoa, that's huge. Yeah, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. But once again, so the other part around this is because you have some part of that, you have some emotion that's similar to all those other ones, it can really feel like your emotion. Maybe it's kind of like if you're singing and somebody else has a similar type of voice, when you're both singing together, it might be hard to tell the difference of both of those, where yours ends and theirs begins. And that's kind of what I think about happens with these emotions and energies. And the other part is, for me, I was only been aware that I've been picking up other people's energies and emotions for probably like the last 6 to 8 years. So the majority of my life, I didn't even know about that. And so like anything that we haven't done for a long time, or when we're changing a habit that we've had our entire lives, it takes a little bit to change, to have it go from like the conscious, oh, I need to think about, how much of this is my emotion and someone else's, until it just becomes natural and automatic. So all the things that, because you know them, you know about energies, you know about emotions, whoa, that you're supposed to just automatically know about that all the time. Whoa, yeah. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Whoa, wowza. Yeah, no, and I get it. I mean, that it's easy to make ourselves wrong because we know something, but we forget it in the heat of the moment. And the same thing happens for me too. I've been struggling with getting some technology to work. And there were times where I was yelling at my computer because it's supposed to work. And then after that, and I'm going away and walking around the house and I go, oh, I need to clear those energies, clear those upsets. Whew. So we all do that. There's nothing wrong with it. And the thing is just to remember to come back to your center. Remember to clear energies. And that's going to be the part that's gonna save us. Now, would it be nice if we remembered it sooner? Yeah, of course it would. But don't make yourself wrong for forgetting. Actually try to acknowledge yourself that, oh, I came back. I remembered this. I thought about this, a couple hours afterwards rather than several days afterwards. Whew, cool. Awesome. Okay. Anything, questions coming up for people? Wowza. Yeah. Well, I was planning on this for going for a little bit longer, but I was like really hitting some really strong stuff and we did a lot of heavy stuff right in the beginning. So any more questions before I head off?
This has been great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have anything? Okay, well, if you don't have, if something comes up later, send me a message either via email, respond to the email I'd sent out, or on Facebook. And yeah. Oh, and then the other part is I did put a little note in that last email that I am offering, because it's such a hard time, and I know some of you are struggling and don't want to say things personal or in the group setting, I'm offering 15-minute power sessions just by donation from now until the end of the year. Now, I'm fitting these in with around my rest of my schedule, so I don't have a whole bunch of them, but if you need some help, do reach out to me because I do want to help support you at this time of the year. Awesome. Okay. We'll have a, let's see. Oh, let's see. We can do some general clearing then too. So what's everything in the way of you having a good day? And everything is in the way of you having a good day. Wow. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Wowza. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. And everywhere there's just no way that you could have a good day. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Whew, okay. And let's see. So what's everything in the way of you having a good week? Okay, that feels okay. So it's everything in the way of you having a good holiday season. Okay, there we go. Whoa. So everything that's preventing you from having a good or even a great holiday season. And everything that said no, freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and whoosh, out, 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 out. Woo. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Well, so it's everything in the way of you having a good or even a great holiday season. Okay, that feels pretty neutral now, but so everything that's in the way, woo, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Woo, yes, I choose that. Woo, out, 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 out. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Well, and what's everything else? Oh, what are all the things that you would change and clear if you asked me your questions personally? Yeah, yeah. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Well, and so all the things that you would like to change, all the things you would like to clear, all the things you would like to remove, that we actually can change, clear, and remove because we're in this energetic change field where change is promoted, change is encouraged, and change just happens to you and your body's authentic natural advantage. So all of that, change, 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 and remove, 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 release, release, release. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks everybody. Let me know how you're doing, and I look forward to seeing more of the strong and happy you again soon. Bye for now.